2016 season whilst playing 2015. So, those of you who want to know, for the love of God, what the fuck is going on? Welcome back, guys and gals, to Formula 1 2015 to bring you more from the update of the 2016 season. So, for those of you who want to know, this is a spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the race, then please, by all means, watch this video at a later date because the results will follow. And a big congratulations goes out to Max Verstappen, who wins his very first Formula 1 race to become the youngest Formula 1 driver, to actually win a race. And in second place was Kimi Räikkönen, and in third was Sebastian Vettel, which means where in earth did the Mercedes finish? Where was Rosberg and where is Hamilton? Obviously Rosberg's streak of victories has now come to a abrupt halt, because what seems to have happened in the chaos in Russia seems to have followed into the race at Spain, with both Mercedes, let's repeat, both Mercedes out in lap 1. So another dramatic opener in this 2016 season. I can see what happened, which was basically Hamilton was on pole. He got away pretty cleanly, and up into turn 2, Rosberg got a clean pass round him, and then Hamilton tries to then cut back into turn 3 because Rosberg had he saw that Rosberg obviously had some deceleration, so Rosberg gets around this corner very tidy, and about here he then loses power, so it comes down to his next turn. He forces Hamilton onto the grass. The grass then obviously, Hamilton's then obviously able to is obviously unable to gain control of his car. He then slides back into Rosberg. Hamilton loses his front wheel. Rosberg gains too much damage and stays in the gravel, and both, just like that, both Mercedes were out of the race. This did mean we had an excellent race with 4 cars battling for first rather than 2 or sometimes no challenge at all. So we actually got some classic racing again, which was nice to see. On the retirement side of things though, obviously we had Rosberg and we had Hamilton. Others to follow was Hulkenberg, who had a fire, his engine caught fire, so he had to pull over and obviously was unable to continue the race. Fernando Alonso, who was home at his home Grand Prix, along with Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz, however, did finish. He finished a good 6th, his best result in Formula 1 so far. And sadly for Alonso, he had to retire as his car just lost power. His combustion engine was still running, but obviously something electrical in the hybrid system failed, so he was unable to finish. He managed to still get to about lap 43 before he retired though. So he still had a fairly good race. He was battling well with Jensen, his teammate, and battling well with some of the lower cars like the Renaults and I think it was he's running well with the Haas as well. Talking of Haas, Grosjean didn't finish. I think he was another late one to retire. He retired. Don't know what was wrong with the car. Didn't hear anything about it. Just next minute, 1 minute was racing, and then the next, when it came to the end results, he was classified as a retirement. So I don't know what happened to Rosberg. Guessing something wasn't right in the car. His teammate, however, in Gutierrez, finished just outside the points, I do believe. So he was either just in or just outside the points. Obviously, big news though, because obviously this was Max Verstappen's first race in a Red Bull. So what a debut it was for him. Kvyat, the guy who he had to replace, the seat he finished in 10th, so he still got a point. So he's a little bit hard done by. He feels that that could have been him, but again he did say in his review that it's not about ifs or maybes. It's just obviously he now understands that he's got a rockier road ahead of him, as he quoted, and obviously to get to the top from where he wants to win. But obviously he said he knows he can win races, and he knows he can win championships. So hopefully we will see him in a fighting position sometime soon. Don't think it's going to be too soon, but I could be wrong. As we all know, anything can happen in Formula 1. Max Verstappen's teammate at the time, was actually Daniel Ricciardo, was doing well. He was leading the race after the incident involving the McLarens and was leading quite well. Had a good battle with Max, and then obviously to line the pit stops. Then, fortunately, the pit stops didn't play too well. Verstappen and Raikkonen were both running on a 2-stop race for pits, whereas Vettel and Ricciardo were on a 3. But according to Ricciardo, he was originally going to do a 2-stop with Max, but during the race the schedule changed. Now Christian Horner said in an interview before Ricciardo did his that they changed up Ricciardo in order to keep the battle with Ferrari easier, so they weren't sure who was doing what. Ricciardo on a shorter stint with Max on a longer stint, trying to split the Ferraris at least, just to give the other two, just to take the pressure off them, so they won't, so one driver wasn't really fighting both, and also this means that if there was pressure, it means the other one could take pressure off the other Ferrari for the other driver, which it did pay off, right up until the point, unfortunately, where Vettel and Ricciardo were fighting hard, very hard, and obviously there was pressure, then lost in his tyre somewhere and he got flat, but he still finished 4th. So Ricciardo feels hard done by, but obviously the victor goes to spoils, and the victor was Max Verstappen, who won a very successful race. He had a strong competitor in Raikkonen close behind him. He was only finished about 7/10 behind as the checker flag went down. So yes, as Christian Horner said, you can't think of any drivers that's actually won their opening debut race, so especially for a team. So Max did incredibly well. So big congratulations goes out to obviously Verstappen. Obviously in the next video, the next race, we might find out what's happened between Rosberg and Hamilton. Until then, it's obviously one of these discussions that's going to go on obviously right up until Monaco, which is the next race, which is in 2 weeks. So I will be doing a video for the Monaco Grand Prix. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video, hope you've liked what I've done so far with this series, hoping you're enjoying it, and I shall catch you guys all later.